Yeah. Well, we back. We back. We back. We're gonna talk about some more stuff today. Where y'all at? Stay on one load my little thumbnail. Let's see. Let's get these chats started. Yeah. Y'all full day, man. What shit? There, y'all, man. What's up? What it do? Man, back to the hot shot haven, man. You know how it is. No, I can't talk about some equipment. Y'all see equipment shit. That's what it is. Got another trailer around the corner. Let's walk around here to see what we peep at it. Hey, good to be home. Hey, Josh Transport. Hey, man. Hey, yeah, it's always good to be home, bro. And that's the ultimate goal to get out there, get a dollar, and get on back to the house. If you know what I mean, click that like button. If you go out and you get to that money, and the only concern you got once you drop this stuff and get that paperwork signed, it, hey, woo, hey, get home. Let's see, hot shot veteran. Man, look at Toe Piglet. That man, that's what I'm talking about, boy. We talk about some equipment, man. Appreciate that, Toe Piglet. That nine, I see your boy drop with that 9.99 on that super chat, boy. You know I fuck with you the long way, and you know we out here trying to get to a dollar, boy. You been doing some big things, but appreciate that, TP. Hey, Jane Nelson, what good? Hey, what's good with y'all, man? But yeah, we finna talk about some equipment, y'all, man. Hey, shout out TP. I see that trailer, boy. Hey, you done that one, the ultimate hot shot. Ain't a little different, but at the same time, man, hey, that's a nice trailer. I told you in the comment, man, I like that, man. Progression. Hey, you learning as you go, and that's what this all about, man. Hey, hey, from Reno, Mike. Hey, Reno. When I was out there, I was in Reno about 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I had to rescue a load from this truck right here that getting the problems. I'm finna do what it takes, man. Hey, Josh, drop. Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Hey, drop the diamond. Hey, Josh, thanks for that super chat, bro, man. I'm gonna keep dropping knowledge, man. Hey, look, this the best truck I ever had in my life, y'all. Right here, check this out. This truck still going, 425,000 miles, yo. Hey, Miru, we love you, baby. We love you. Yeah, I made it home. That's the best truck I had. Hey, 6-speed manual, y'all. I ain't got the key with me. Oh shit, it's open. Junky as hell. Man, yeah, man, million mile Ford, bro. I ran up on Huber. Wilbur, my bad. His name was Wilbur. But yeah, I ran up on Wilbur. 1,075,000 miles on a Ford. I couldn't believe it, man. Y'all know I used to work for Ford, man. I did this for a living. And you know, bro, to not have that cab out the truck in 1,075,000 miles, you know I had to interview that guy, man. It's a shit that, you know, you just don't see often, man. It's really, really a blessing to see somebody be able to come out and do something and capitalize to that extent, because that's a big capitalization. This dude that paid for that truck probably in 2015 when he bought it, and boom, man, it ran 1,000,000 miles. Enclosed, man. Don't y'all know? Enclosed. Let me tell y'all something. You see people run cars, you see people run trucks, see people run boats, things like that. Don't nothing pay like enclosed transport. When you got a dealership or a factory full of motorcycles and they want these things pull up at the lot pristine and go straight to the showroom floor, they get enclosed. They might want to move 10 motorcycles for 50 cents a mile a piece. Y'all do the math on that, and they might all be going to the same dealership. Or you might have somebody call you with something exclusive, like person have one of these, hold on, one of these couple Mercedes, one of these Mercedes. They might come and okay. I have no idea what just happened. But I'm back. Equipment. Let's spin this around. I got a rare opportunity to show y'all one of the other trailers. You know, I be talking about fleet building, and that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we've been since mid part of last year. Probably like the beginning of the third quarter, I started fleet building and adding trucks and owner operators. And the way I do it is a little bit different because they are true owners. They have their own LLCs. It's just like a hired company under contract that pulls FedEx trailers with a white Freightliner, but that's not FedEx's truck. Same difference. They got a truck and a trailer. But this one of the setups that is happening to be down here in my area at the house, and I'm doing some work on the truck. I'm about to bust out a whole lot of work, y'all. I'm finna put an EGI cooler and a couple more items on this one, the long bed. But it brings us to some equipment that's not normally at my house that I want to show y'all. Hey. So what's going on here? This is a 2020 PJ 32 by 102, which is 8.5 feet wide, 32 feet long, straight deck, straight ramp, 7K axles, and they're grease. It's normal setup. Okay. Now, what's important to note about that trailer, first and foremost, what I said about the length. It's 32 feet long. And I want to show you some because I got to take y'all around the corner so you can see that gator at 35 feet. And I'm going to show y'all the differences of things and the reason why I tell you guys when y'all purchase trailers over 32 to 35 feet, you're going to want to upgrade to an 8K axle. You know what I'm saying? Preferably not a torsion axle. That's kind of the only thing that kind of differs between me and TP on the decision on the axles, because you really need some torsional support that is there because they have a bar under there that connects them, but torsionally it's just side to side, not as sturdy as the upgraded spring packs. And this is where you run into a problem on trailers of extended length. When you go into 35, 36, 40, 44 feet trailers, the axle setback is so far that the distance, check this out, y'all, the distance from this axle to the front of that neck, is a fixed interval. Now check it out. From there to up there by the other truck where the neck is, that's probably about, I say 16 to 18 feet, y'all. If this trailer was 40 feet long, the distance from right here to right there would be about 22 to 24 feet away from the ball. And you know, as I said in other videos in the past, it's not so much about the weight that you're carrying, it's the leverage that's applied. And when you make twisting motions, which you have to do sometimes, people say, well, just don't twist the trailer. But you go to shippers, it's tight. The reason they call for a hot shot was because it's tight. So you're going to have to do some pinch turns. You're going to have to do some stuff that you really don't want to do. That's why I encourage the 17 plies. I mean, the 16 ply, 17.5 tires in place of maybe a 14 ply on a 16-inch rim, because at that size point, the sidewall is going to become a big old part of what's going on with your flexing and your stuff like that. So like at this point in time, if you're going to get a 40-foot trailer, 35-foot trailer, go with your 8K axles. I don't recommend torsion axles. They ride way better, but the way they're made, there's an arm that has a fulcrum, that has a bushing, and it has a nut and a lock nut and some more stuff that actually are wear items. So over time, it don't stand up straight no more. That tire is not gonna stand straight. And when you make tight turns with a lot of leverage, being at 40 feet or 35 feet, that distance is going to provide so much leverage and twisting force on there, it's going to counteract that stabilization bar that they have in between the torsion axles. And that was one of the reasons why they came up with the 10Ks, is because that was basically for horse trailers. And it's not really as suited, but it works. it's not as suited for what we do as a straight axle would be. That's why when you order a trailer and you come dual tandems, they go with a 10, a 12, a 15, or 16K axle. It's a straight axle. That's why you don't see torsion axles under big rigs and under semi-trailers. First and foremost, it's cheaper to do a straight axle, and you can make the diameter and the wall thickness of that axle be what you want it to be, and it'll be strong. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, to each his own, but like I say, 8Ks. Now this trailer is equipped with 7Ks. And like I said, it's because this distance from here to there is only about 16 feet. You can get away. Let's get under here. I like to get on the ground to show y'all. This spring pack right here. Let's count the leaves, you guys. 1, 3, 4, 5. 5. Count. Okay. Spring is simply there to support the weight, but this is not true. Unless you have a hutch suspension under your truck, under your trailer that's heavy duty and has adjustments in it, those springs are there to center that axle and align that trailer. If the brackets for those hangers for those springs aren't in line, the trailer will be out of alignment. With torsion axles, you don't have the option to move it around on the spring perch because there isn't one. So if it's welded cocked sideways out of line, you pretty much have to get it cut off and put back on there the way it has to be. There's really no way to align a torsion axle like that. But back to that spring pack. 5 leaves. It's a 2-inch wide spring pack. Don't ask me how I know, because I bought them. I replaced them. It's 2 inches wide, 5 leaves. Each side holds 3,500 pounds, hence a 7,000 pound axle. Okay, when you go to an 8K axle, that's a straight axle, they will give you a leaf spring pack that is 2 3/4 inches wide. The leaves are thicker, and you get 6 leaves, sometimes 7 leaves, depending on the manufacturer. But you're gonna get it in the leaf, and the fact that it's wider is gonna give you way more torsional stability in the event that you have to twist this trailer. And like I said, with my 35 around the corner, is in the cul-de-sac. My 35, it has 8Ks, and like I said, it has that spring pack that comes with an 8K axle that increases your likelihood of not ripping the axle from under the trailer in a tight turn. And you know, that's what it's about, making this stuff last. And you know, sometimes it's a sacrifice, especially with non-CDL hot shot. And you know what I'm saying, it would be great for everybody to be able to get 10, 12K axles, probably some super singles, hood suspension, everything solid, really strong under there. It's overkill. You have a tendency to be like, well, I just put a dual tandem 40-foot trailer on it and a non-CDL atmosphere and get the lightest truck I can find, and you'll still have a 10,000 pound trailer to deal with. So that's why we get these trailers built like this, you know what I'm saying, with single axles and everything. But when you're picking a single axle trailer, like I say, once you go over the 32 to 35 foot range, that leverage from here all the way to that neck to the tie is gonna change. Well, let it shine. Hey, it's gonna change. Now I'm gonna try and walk around here and let y'all peep at this other trailer that's got the 8Ks up under it and the spring pack. Let's walk around here, see. Decent little neighborhood. Man, I got a lot of stuff in the yard, man. And make my damn yard look like a spectacle or something, man. What's wrong with me? Hey, what's going on, Fred? Hey, what's going on, brother? I got some good neighbors, y'all. Oh, man. Yeah, they have a little family gathering around here in the cul-de-sac. So I'm gonna slip on over here and do my thing. Let's see where we're going. There's a lot of people back here. They kicking it in the cul-de-sac. We kicking it in the cul-de-sac. Yeah, a little stroll. So I can just show y'all, you know what I'm saying, why once you go past a certain length on that trailer, man, you're gonna look into getting some components that are really meant for what we're doing. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I'm in Mississippi, James Nelson. Yeah, right down here by Jackson, a little town called Brandon. Hey, this my take home load right here, y'all. Check me out. All right. So here we have the 30 plus 5, 35 total length Gator. Shout out to the Shocker Hitch. Y'all make it so I can come home and keep and still be able to walk. But what I wanted to show y'all is the spring pack. We're gonna get up under here again. We're gonna get up under here again, man. What's up, high shot veteran? Man, you just went through Brandon last night. You came down 20, Jane Nels? Or you came down 18, brother? Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can angle this shit right. Let's see. Let's see. It's dark. Shoots. Okay, zoom this thing in. Let me see. Really can't just do it, but let's see. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 7. You got 7, you guys. Count it with me. I got it close as I could. Y'all count it with me. 7. Okay, 7 on 2 3/4. 2 3/4. On 2 3/4 instead of 2. Ouch. Man, y'all made me get dirty. Y'all made me get dirty. So, now we're going to stand back here and we're going to look at the distance again. There's a big difference in distance now. That other trailer is like 16 feet. I ain't like 15 and a half feet to the center of the axles. This trailer is like 18 and a half feet center of the axle, which is going to provide more torsional twist, more torque on the axles when you twist this trailer. And I don't care what nobody say. Sometimes you just gotta twist the trailer. I'm sorry, you gotta get where you gotta get. I alley docked that trailer in my yard. Y'all seen that? I had to twist that trailer. You don't want to do it with weight on it, but still, you have no choice sometimes. Okay, let's look. All right, center of the axle, right where that light at. That's where it centers up between the axles. So up there where that hitch is. That's about 18 and a half feet. And the shocker actually sticks out probably about another 8-9 inches. So it sets the trailer back a little bit. So if you're in a length situation where you're fighting that 65-foot rule, you might want to look at something besides a shocker or something else. You might want to look at another alternative and see if the GNY fits a little snugger or something like that, because you're going to get a little setback. So if you right at 64 and 6 inches, and you put that shock on there, you're gonna be over. So let me let you know that now. It sets it back, but it does a great job, man. It makes it so I can walk when I come home. Like how I'm moving now, man. Man, them trucks will beat you to death if you know what I'm saying, if you ain't paying attention. Now, again, this the serious situation right here. Again. See? And like I said before, we are where I am slowly but surely switching all of them to this solid rim. This is what I'm replacing every last one of them with. I'm gonna have an extra set of rims for sale in a minute, because I just bought 2 more of these. But that's what I'm converting to, because these, even though they seem like they should be indestructible, I managed to crack one twisting the trailer. If you twist the 40, hey, I know people back there, so I don't know. It may probably made my shit go out, but what I'm saying is, you want your long video up because you do what the manufacturer say and do 12 and 15,000 mile oil changes on your truck. That ain't how that go. Real tips, especially if you got a Ford, man. Like I say, I've taken the cab off of many of them, and it's one of those things where, you know, that ain't what you want to do. You don't want to give somebody 6 hours, 7 hours of labor just to take the cab off, and then we can start approaching the problem and seeing what happens. You know what I'm saying? Shout out for those that run a short mile on the Enterprise Leaf program. That's how you do that. If you run a short mile, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Cross country, you need to have you a dedicated customer with a certain dollar amount lined up, so you don't have to be forced to take things across country and be at a deficit sometimes. You know, I advise anybody that's doing this to take time while you in the truck and explore calling some people. Call the people around your area. Call people that you know that do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do 1 hour consultation, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about calling businesses, reaching out to people, make you some business cards. Keep this stuff real professional, man, because at the end of the day, it's a real business. Make you some business cards, and I'm not saying to back solicit the brokers, customer, and all that stuff, but trust and believe, if you keep showing up at the same place over and over, providing good service, on time service, courteous service, and they can look back at the regular time they've seen you come and they've never had an issue with anything, any work you've ever done, sometimes they'll reach out to you. And you want to have that business card with your information on. You want to make you some PDFs. Go in your phone. All that paperwork that you got, your authority, your W-9, your certificate of insurance, your voided checks and all that, make a PDF. So if somebody asks you, hey, email me your information so we can make you a direct shipper or a direct carrier, you know what I'm saying? You have that at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, that's and shout out that boy TP. Like I said, I'm up with some 40 foots out in the world. I like them. I like them. I'm just saying, I like the initiative and I like the drive that that young man have. And, you know, he doing some things that you know, you really want to be doing if the purpose of this and make life better for your family, be able to come home to some decent stuff and have a little fun sometimes, you know what I'm saying, not just be locked in on the road all the time. And yeah, like I said, big shout out on that, because that boy come up with some 40s out of nowhere. I ain't gonna say you were the first person to come up with a non-CDL 40, but you made it look right, boy. I say that. Shit look decent. So, hey, like I said, we talk a little bit about them axles, you know what I'm saying, a little bit about the trailer, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's big with what you want to talk about longevity. You know what I'm saying? Those tires I showed y'all around, gave them made 180,000 mile tires. You buy them tires 15 months if you run hard, 12, 15 months, buy a set of tires, which is pretty good. 10 plies, unless you got dual tandem trailer, you know. But hey, whether it be Ford, Dodge, Chevy, I advocate for Dodge just because it's simple. And see, this what a lot of people don't know. And I'm gonna let y'all in on some game. I used to work for Mercedes, right? And when I gravitated to these electronic systems in the Mercedes, and I bought my first Dodge, that '06 right there. I started to notice that year Dodge and up some of the tip on modules and stuff. I started like, hey man, this seems a little bit Mercedes-ish. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to take a look at something. This ain't just nothing nobody just discovered out of this world, but I want y'all to take a look at something and the reason why I gravitate to these trucks and I can really run through these systems and stuff with the diagnosis tools I have. I want y'all to look at that key. You know I like Mercedes, y'all. Okay. That key, the interface on that key. Now let me show you something. Now let me show you something. It will not start the truck because it's coded wrong. This is the reason why it won't start the truck. It's coded wrong. But see the Mercedes key? Watch this. It fits and it makes the dash light up. Take it out. It fits. Makes it and it turns. Hold on. It turns. It just won't start the truck because it's coded wrong. It turns. This is a Mercedes ignition switch. Well, I ain't gonna say Mercedes. This is a Bosch ignition switch. But like I said, this the real key. That's the real key. And I can turn it like I want to crank it. It's just not coded right. And that will be one of the main problems with the 2020 Ram. See, I'm gonna drop some game on y'all. That's why I really ain't spoke up on that 2020 Ram that much. I ain't recommending that. I ain't recommending that right now. Because what you don't do, and I learned this about any car company, what you don't do, you can buy a refresh model. You do not buy a total redesign. Not the first year. Really not the second year. Because like I said, I work for numerous, well not numerous, but 3 major car brands. You know what I'm saying? General Motors, Ford, and Mercedes. And everybody tried their best to put out the best product they can, but in this situation, it's a little different because now Dodge has integrated so much stuff over the past 6 or 7 years of developing this new truck. That is a lot of stuff that was not borrowed, but very similar to Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Connect system that's in the truck works so well right now, and it's got a big old screen on it and all that, and it looks good. But all the bugs of the new technology, even the new engine, especially the new engine, the calibration on the new engine, the calibration on the trans as they updated it for the torque of the new engine is not 100% worked out. And you also add the frustration of a brand new truck that there are no parts available for. So when you think about buying a new truck, look real hard if you're gonna get a Ram, if you're gonna get a Ford, if you just want the 10 speed in the Ford, go get the Ford. That's a tried and true engine in there. They made some updates, did some stuff to the turbo. So I think that 6.7 is better right now than it was in 15 and 16. So I think that's better. But what type of truck you recommend for a non-CDL hotshot? Pretty much 2,500 anything right now. But like I say, diesel, 2,500 diesel, with the best, with your standard pulling package. But I'm not really in favor of the 2020s at the moment. If you could find a leftover 2019, a 2018 Ram, 2024. I'm leaning on 2024. I like it. And it's been showing itself to be pretty reliable right now with the updates they did and took those ceramic ball bearings out of the turbo, which get hot and disintegrate and go into the oil and screw the injector. So it is a lot of big old stuff going on with that, but they seem like they made right on it. So Ford is cool. I'm still advocating, recommending a Dodge just because you can go straight under the hood. Let's go over here under the hood and make my point be valid yet again about why I run these Dodges. All right. Wish I had a little more life for y'all, but let's go. Probably about to run out of battery. Beside that cover and beside that air box, I can go down the side of that engine. I can change that filter. You know what I'm saying? I can take this airbox out and go straight down the side of this motor, down the side of the whole motor. I'm about to do, and so I can get to the EGR cooler. The turbo's down there, nestled in this little hole, but this whole side of the engine is free. That whole side of the engine is free. I can get to all the front accessories, the fan. I can get to all the take the heads. You can do everything to this engine while it's still in the truck, and you don't have to pull the cab. And this shit is pretty straightforward. And you know what I'm saying? Like that 5.9 over there, that 5.9 ain't going nowhere. That 5.9 got 425,000 miles on y'all. Almost a half a million. Hey, oh crap, I'm buffering a lot. Dang. Did it stop? Cause I cannot see that on my end. Did it stop buffering like that, y'all? And that sucks. Okay, appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yeah, like that 5.9 over there, it ain't going nowhere. If that truck gotta get an engine rebuild and I have to do it, I'm doing it in the truck. I might take it out, but like I say, when you go to rebuild a Duramax, when you go to rebuild a Ford, you need these many head gaskets. If you got a cracked head, you need these many heads. Guys and sleeves and everything in the head seals and all that stuff on the rebuild because your head got times two because you got 4 cylinders on one side, 4 cylinders on the other side. Each one of them have a head, you know what I'm saying? And then that adds more parts and complexity. When it's time to rebuild, oh, let's just say, we ain't say rebuild. If it's time to buy injectors, let's just say you went to one of those many gas stations across the country that's supposed to have diesel fuel and they put gas in the ground. Now, sometimes they'll make right, sometimes they won't make right. But either way it goes, you got to fix that truck. So you gonna on either truck, you're gonna buy lift pump. You're gonna probably buy a high pressure pump because it's gonna screw it to hell. And you're gonna have to buy, injectors, and you're gonna have to get all your lines flushed out and all that type of stuff. You might just want to put new lines on it. Okay. In the event of doing this and having this happen to you, when it's time to buy injectors, the injectors range from 350 to 650 each. You know what I'm saying? Depending on whose injector it is, who they are. Is it from the factory? Is it aftermarket? Anywhere. Oh, okay. Back to what I was saying. In a Ram, you would buy 6 injectors. In a Ford or a Duramax, you would buy 8 injectors. So at that price right there, for the price of the other 2 injectors, I could basically pay for the entire gasket set for my engine. 2 injectors. They say we said 350 to 650, so that's 700 to $1,300. I can get a total engine gasket set for that. So you know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of spending money, if something like that perhaps comes up, you're almost at an advantage because simple fact of the matter is you could do the installation yourself. You may have to go get your injectors programmed depending on what system you have. But on the Ram, you can actually. But yeah, if you're in the market to keep a truck long term, those are things you think about. If you're in the market to lease a truck or you do a rental or something like that where the truck is gonna have full maintenance, you just get whatever. But if you're actually building an asset for your company, as far as the truck, the trailer, whatever you're doing, and you're gonna buy it and keep it for the long haul and actually work it, like we work them. This truck has 283,000 miles on it right now. I bought it at 69,000 miles, so that truck had been getting worked. And like I said, that was a year ago. But I use the truck for everything on the weekends and stuff. I use it for everything. But if you're going to get a truck for long-term use, you're going to keep it, build an asset, and add more trucks on to your fleet like that. You know what I'm saying? Those are considerations that you want to make because it's not about if this stuff is going to happen to a truck. It's a diesel. This stuff runs at extremely high pressure. We put extremely heavy loads on this stuff. We work it hard every day. So it's not if something's gonna happen, it's when something's gonna happen. And just like with the Million Mile Forward video, you know what I'm saying, preventative maintenance will stretch that time out to when it's gonna happen. It may be indefinite. It may never happen with the right maintenance. But like I say, it's not often that you get a truck that was screwed together so tightly, so well made, and somebody put time into making this truck, because like I said, this stuff made on the assembly line. Stuff happens, man. We done worked in factories. If you worked in factories, you know QC, he might not catch everything, and that's how you end up with defects coming out to the public. But when you think about what it takes to have a truck last 1,000,000 miles, everything pretty much had to go right from the point where this truck was put together to the time you got it and started doing your first set of PMs and maintenance and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? That does not happen by mistake. That does not happen by slacking and going over your oil change. That shit does not happen by waiting 15,000 miles to change your oil when you drive across country pulling mountains with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,000 pounds behind you non-CDL every day, trailer and load. So, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, rear end differential, transmission fluid filter every 70,000 miles. Fuel filters, man, clockwork. My fuel filter get changed every 3.5 weeks, pretty much. But if it needs it or not, because I'm gonna put the miles on there to make it needed. But at the same time, even in the midst of getting that fuel filter changed, probably about 6,000 miles in, drain that water separator. If you got a water separator and a fuel filter on there, drain it. Cut the truck out, drain it. Let the truck refill it and go on. Get some of that water out of the system, because contrary to what people think, the mileage on that dashboard that it's telling you to change that filter, if you do this job and you idle your truck, that mileage ain't right. If it's telling you in your book that this filter needs changing with the oil every 15,000 miles, and you're doing the oil and the filter like I do at about 10, 11, 12,000 miles instead of 15,000 miles, you're really still at about 15,000 miles when you calculate that an hour. Let me see. I want to say 4 hours. I think 4 hours of idle time equals 30 minutes of driving. And I'm not really 100% sure about that, but you have to take into account that filter, while that truck is running all night, that filter is still processing fuel. Even though you're not going down the road, it's still processing the same amount of gallons per hour as it would be, especially the lift pump. It does the same thing, same pressure. It just returns, because it's not using it. The return line sends it back to the tank, but your engine's still running. The oil is being used and broken down, especially if the truck is regen and is adding fuel to the oil. And you know what I'm saying, your fuel filters are still processing fuel. So at about 6,000 miles, get under there and drop the well, not drop it, but drain the water separator and give it a fresh start for the second half of its life. You know what I'm saying? Because once that filter fills up with water, you'll start to notice a pressure drop. True enough, because it's trying to force clean fuel around a diaphragm full of water that, you know, it really doesn't want to force it through there, because there's an off chance that water can pass from this filter and go into your fuel system, and that's when bad things happen. So like I said, in, you know, 5,000-6,000 miles, hey, boom, 5,000-6,000 miles, drain it. While you're on the road, have your bottle. You know, so I get up under there with an old bottle of water, an empty bottle of water, and let it drain in there, cap it, trash it, do whatever you need to do to dispose of it. Don't let it go on the ground, but still, yeah, drain that, you know, and that's gonna help your fuel system last, you know. But like I say, I just wanted to holler at y'all a little bit about, you know, trailers and equipment, the difference between the axles and the spring packs and stuff like that, and the idea of always remembering that, you know, safety is the key. Can't say that enough. Safety is the key. And, you know, you want to actually maximize your investment by getting stuff that's built for what you do. So the more you understand how stuff is mechanically engineered and how things go together, and whether it's right for your job, right or not right for your job. Like you can get a 40-foot, with a regular suspension up under there, and you can run pallets and 10, 15,000 pounds all day long. But when you start doing backhoes, when you twist that trailer, it doesn't rip the whole leaf spring away from under the trailer. You know what I'm saying? And you know that once you get into that range, you get there. So that was my way of letting y'all know and see the difference between the 7K axles, leaf spring, 8K axle leaf spring, and how that all combines with the type of tire and rim combination that you get and that you use to provide you with a way better experience, a lot less maintenance, and quite frankly, some way better brakes. Hey, peace out, man. It's been a hot shot. Hey, man. Peace and love, man. Hey, like, comment, subscribe, man. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm finna tell coming whole passenger side off in just a second, and I'm gonna be out here about 12, 1 o'clock tonight because it cooled a little bit, and it was 100 degrees in Mississippi, humidity at 100%, so you know I wasn't gonna be out here today, but yeah, I'm finna get it in and get back out here. But like I said, I'm gonna keep uploading, and hey, love y'all, man. Hey, peace and love, man. Whatever you got going on and you try and do this stuff, man, persevere, save your money, and research this thing, man. 1 hour consultations, man. Hit me up in the Cash App. Drop your number in the Cash App comment. My Cash App is $JBUTLER 357 on Cash App. You can hit me up in the comment when I see it. Hey, most definitely give you a call and we can talk it out, man. 'Cause like I said, can't nobody hustle this shit like you.